I wanna know you, yeah, what?
Hey, we're live. Take it away, Brandon.
Where'd he go? Hello, everybody, and welcome. There he is. To I wasn't sure if we were having a three-man squad of episode 8. I hate the pop in and pop out. It's my favorite bit ever. Episode 8 of Long Time First Time. Let me get my read done. The only show where we don't talk about new shit because new shit is bad. Old shit is better. Not this week because I watched some crap. But the only show that you're able to come on and talk to us, me, Jordan, Tato sometimes, and my passed out Doberman. Come on the show. Tell us what you watched. Jordan, how are you chewing today? See what I did there?
It's good. I just finished my last potato skin. It came out pretty good, so I'm in a good mood.
Okay, there's nothing worse than a bad potato skin, except for the first movie I'm going to talk about. But since I'm the host, you're going to go first. What did you watch? This.
Oh, I wasn't ready. Well, I guess technically I am. Hey, here's a movie you never heard of. Mr. Harrigan's Phone. Have you ever heard of that?
I have, because I saw it on your letterbox today. And I said, that's
hey, get off my letterbox. You're ruining the show.
I said, that's going to be a trivia question. Surprisingly, this is the first one the first spoiler, I guess we could call it, I've ever seen.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if the movie was big enough to actually, and it might not be an ASAC question for once, because I don't know if it was big enough. I might skip it. But no, we got the late great Donald Sutherland, maybe one of his last big meaty roles. In fact, him and what's this? Is this Jaden Martell or what's this kid's name?
Jacob, the it guy.
Jaden Martell. Hey, screw you, I was right. So yeah, he gets hired by Donald Sutherland when he's a young kid after his mom passes away. Him and his dad are pretty depressed from that. That does suck. And Donald Sutherland hires him. He's this old guy, kind of the, that old guy that not a lot of people are kind of a little tripped out by, up the hill. But he says, I'll hire you $5 an hour if you read to me. I'm losing my sight, youngin'. And he starts to read to him. They actually developed this really good bond. The first half of this movie, I'm about to get to that later here in a second, because it turns into kind of a horror movie in a way. The first half is really not that at all. But the entire first half is just kind of these two bonding here. Martell joining high school, having a bully, all that stuff, maybe having his first crush. And that's the part I actually really enjoyed. I thought that was handled pretty well here. And then there becomes a twist once Sutherland's character passes away. It's in the trailer. It's not a spoiler there. He has his old cell phone, a cell phone that he originally even gifted Sutherland, his first ever cell phone. And he's still getting messages. He's still getting messages from the old man here. And maybe they're sinister. Maybe he's not quite sure what's going on here. It's from a short story by Stephen King, which makes sense that the characters are kind of rich. And then there's also a bit of a twist here. I liked it enough, but I did feel that, unfortunately, I don't know. I felt like the second half, it kind of lost its way. I enjoyed that first half better, where it was just more of a human story. And then I felt like once they went horror, I don't know if it totally tracked for me here. I felt like they kind of got into a second gear and never quite got out of it here. The director's got a really interesting filmography. This is by John Lee Hancock, who's had several interesting films here. The Founder with Michael Keaton about McDonald's, with really good stuff. He did The Blind Side with Sandra Bullock, which he saves the kid in football. Saving Mr. Banks with Tom Hanks. And The Little Things with Denzel and Jared Leto. So interesting little
weird movies.
Yeah. And The Rookie with Dennis Quaid too, and The Alamo, Dennis Quaid. He liked Dennis Quaid and then stopped liking Dennis Quaid. So yeah, good enough. 3 stars. It's on Netflix right now. It's probably the first of many horror movies. I'm going to kind of be a little more horror swayed for the rest of the month because we're in October. So this is one of the first ones I picked. Also doing some rewatches. Ready or Not, still really fun. Holds up. But yeah, you said you hadn't seen this, right?
I've not seen this, no. But if you do ask this
question,
question,
you ever seen this?
Oh yeah, man, I love it.
That's a you son of a
Love
bitch.
our third man. Like our
Chris,
side.
you ever seen this?
No, but
Is he just always in? What is he doing here?
He's next up. Well, actually, he's next up. Brandon, what you got?
If you ever ask that question, look forward to the inevitable answer by me. I don't know. Donald
Yeah.
Sutherland's phone? Question mark.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no chance of remembering Mr. Harrington. See, I got it wrong already. Now I'm gonna say Mr.
Maybe I'll ask
Harrington.
Will I ask it tonight at 10 when he fights Jeremy? Find out. No, it's a harder question than medium.
I actually thought about that, yeah, but that's a harder question.
Although, now that I've started talking about it in front of you, it should be an easy question.
It should be, but my brain sucks, so it puts it right to medium. All right, so speaking of Jeremy, everyone's favorite Jeremy, how did Jared's call and the link wasn't posted in the YouTube chat?
Links at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, biatch. So speaking of Jeremy, speaking of Jordan, if anyone tuned in
The
last
link is now in the YouTube chat, so feel free to use it that way as well.
last Monday, 2 days ago, Jordan and I and Potters. I just had a glitch. I'm broken. That's why my brain doesn't work. We talked about our best parody movies. There was a couple movies I watched this week to prepare for them. One of them good, one of them not so good. Nope, not yet. That's the end one. I mean, I guess they could count this because like Naked Gun is one of the most popular parody movies of all time. And I think I had seen clips of it. I couldn't really tell you if I saw 1, 2, or 3. If I had seen any of them, I saw clips of here and there. So I just went ahead and called it a watch. I hadn't seen it, so I watched the first Naked Gun this week. I was laughing out loud the entire time by myself in my room with my dog. Wife's gone. I was just giggling up a storm because this movie is one thing and it's fucking funny.
Is that the full title?
From the files, you've missed a exclamation mark at the end of Squad, but yes, you are good. I needed to see this movie to talk about it. I talked about it a little bit, but I kind of held back a little bit because I'm lazy and I wanted to double dip. So I'm gonna talk about it now. It's very funny. I love how they play it straight. Leslie Nielsen's amazing. He's like, in his mind, his character isn't telling any jokes. He's just being completely serious. And that's what makes it so funny because no one, and we talked about it a lot on the parodies, no one acknowledges any of the stuff that happens in this movie. And that's what makes it funny. Like they think they're in like a serious movie, but they're not. And that's what makes it so silly and so funny. There's some jokes, again, it's joke. Some work, most work, some don't. I love that there's a good blend of like nice beaver. Fucking funny. It's just classic, stupid hilarity. I love the blend of physical comedy, but then there's the written jokes too. And a lot of the written jokes, like, it will go over your head.
I'm losing you audio wise.
Oh, you got good now? I think I leaned back or something. I don't know, but
I have the same problem, or in whatever way. I'm not sure which way, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
just don't pull a Fat Joe. Don't lean back.
But that's my thing. So I saw John Marr post about this, and he said like this movie gets better with rewatches, and I think I agree with that. Even though I've only seen it the one time, just because there's so much in this movie that you kind of need, in order to get all of it, you need to rewatch it. And I talked about that on our last countdown. Is a lot of the parody movies, like, you need to rewatch these movies a few times because there's so much in them. They're jam packed. So every watch you get something new, and that's kind of the beauty of it. My one big complaint, and this is a super nerd thing, is the last 20 minutes of the game takes place at the California Angels game, who we play in Anaheim. The outside of the stadium was shot in Wrigley Field. The first shot they do is completely Wrigley Field in Chicago, and then the rest of it takes place at Dodger Stadium. I'm a Dodgers fan, and the Angels don't play there. And it was super annoying seeing Dodger Stadium and the Angels were playing there because apparently the Dodgers said no. It was actually pretty interesting. The Dodgers said no because there was an on-field fight in the movie, and they didn't want to be associated with that. And MLB said, yes, you can use the Angels, but you have to use the Mariners because nobody likes the Mariners right now because they were kind of a newish team. And then a couple years later, they got Ken Griffey Jr. Sorry, I lost Jordan because I was talking about sports. Yeah, good movie, hilarious movie. 3.5 stars.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a fan too. No, it's one I do need to rewatch myself because I know I kind of grew up on it. I've always enjoyed them. I feel like I've seen the whole trilogy. That's why I didn't have it higher on my list. I just wasn't sure. I gotta go revisit that.
I know it's a stupid gripe, but like when something bothers
I didn't hear it. Wait, tell me again what the gripe was.
No, I don't want it to fall. I'll tell you tonight so you can go to bed. You don't need to.
What? Yeah, tell me. I'm gonna wrap up my blanket. Tell me again about the whatever with the strike in the field and the. Taylor, you ever seen Naked Gun?
If Leslie Nielsen could tell you were gonna die of cancer in 3 weeks, and it would be hilarious.
Probably.
How many stars did you give it, Brandon?
I gave it 3.5. I do think it's worth a little bit more, but again, like I felt like I didn't get all of it because there's so much in there. So maybe on a rewatch I can bump it.
Chris, you ever seen Naked Gun?
Bits and pieces of it. Never seen the whole.
Oh, then that's a no. All right. Hey, we got a guest here. Tato, what'd you see this week?
I went back in time using the hot tub time machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one I had not seen before. Obviously, that's the name of the show. Really delightful, like more charming than you expect. I kind of expected that doofy kind of comedy. With maybe I wasn't expecting it to have as much heart or like any heart really, but it really did have quite a lot of heart in there. And the John Cusack of it all is what really makes it tick in the 80s. I think he even says "say anything" at one point. He says the title of one of his movies of the 80s and shit, and it's hilarious. And he might even have more that I missed because I'm bad at movie titles sometimes.
I'm so high fidelity right now.
I'm so high fidelity. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, a ton of heart here. Rob Corddry actually better. I love Clark Duke and everything. I kind of first found him in Sex Drive, which is also pretty a really underrated one. I think one of these types of movies. Yeah, just really solid performances all around. Craig Robinson, always hilarious. Just a little more heart. Great White Buffalo.
What'd you score?
I think I went 3, or did I go 4? I think I went 4. I think I did go 4. I'll say 4. Fuck it.
Yeah, you don't have to guarantee listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. Your heart right now says 4. I'd probably go 3.5 personally. I do like it a lot as well here. There's I almost feel like the gross out's a little too gross out at points. To kind of balance the humor, although sometimes it works perfectly. I do enjoy the scene with Craig Robinson cursing out his daughter and also having sex hot tub cries. Brandon, do you like this?
I love this movie. I think it's super funny. I think people who hate on it it's just funny. It's one of those things where it's not the best writing or stuff, but it's just a silly comedy that just delivers a lot of laughs. So I love it a lot.
Yeah, I told Tato, if you love John Cusack, well, he's not in the sequel. Chris, did you ever see Hot Tub Time Machine?
Yeah, I've seen Hot Tub Time Machine. I saw it in theater with my dad. I loved it. Better than the sequel. I will say that.
No one's asking that.
I don't hate the sequel. I will say that. I don't hate it. It's not better. I don't hate it.
It's not good. It's not good. That one I don't recommend. That's like a 2.5. It's more like a 2 maybe. But hey, look, we got another guest. It's Chris, who I just forgot. Chris, you're back in. What'd you see this week?
I watched something today. I went to a time machine back to 1950, and I went to a Billy Wilder movie. I went Sunset Boulevard.
Oh,
I never seen before. This
is a whole movie. No.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal movie. I love Billy Wilder. I love The Apartment. I love Dumb and Indemnity a lot. And this is another one of his. I love it. Great story about aging Hollywood actress Glenn Swanson. I was shocked to win the Oscar for this. When we look at how she won the award for this movie or not. It's a phenomenal movie, Number Desmond. This is really Holden fantastic. It has humorous moment. The one that played Butler, I forget how you say his name is. To stand out for the acting for me, just playing that mysterious Butler, you find out more about him. He does a great job. I do get more into Billy Wilder as I go along, but this is definitely one of my favorites for him so far.
Love it. I haven't seen this. It's been on my list for a long time. I'm the Kevin Smith guy in this podcast, Brian.
I just love how Brian won't let Chris exist. Brian, you're always on the shit.
Chris,
what was your score,
like a
though?
movie this week. No, I haven't
Chris,
seen it. I haven't seen any Bill Wilder movie actually. I have a lot of them on my list. I will get to them.
I gave it a 5 star.
Oh, that's a high score, baby.
I heard nothing but good
five
things.
out of five.
The ending is legendary. Like the very end, I will say. Like the backbone for the movie comes for the end.
Yeah, I have not seen this either. Brad, you never saw Something Like It Hot?
No.
Oh, you suck. Come on.
That was gonna be. It's gonna be inevitable on the show, especially something like it.
You haven't seen The Apartment either?
No.
Nah, I never seen The Apartment. I debated against that and lost because I wasn't prepared. Tato, you ever seen Sunset Boulevard?
No.
Hey, Zach, you ever seen Sunset Boulevard?
Mm-mm.
Sweet. All right, thanks for Chris hanging out here. Hey, Zach, you watched the movie this week. What'd you watch? It's actually
Yes. So glad to finally be on here. So the movie I want to talk about is from 1994, and that is The River Wild with Meryl Streep and Kevin Bacon. This is a movie I've wanted to see for a while now, and I just finally got around to it. I think it has a great cast with those two, but David Strathairn and Joseph Mazzello coming off of his role in Jurassic Park, and directed by Curtis Hanson.
I thought that kid was in. All right, thank you.
Yeah, but Curtis Hanson, who later did LA Confidential and 8 Mile. But I think this is Meryl Streep and Kevin Bacon's my favorite performance by them. This has a lot of thrills and just intensity, and just it's a wild ride.
Yeah, this actually might be a first on the show because I actually reviewed this for the first time on the show. So this will be a first that somebody else is first. So that's kind of cool here. Brendan, have you ever got to this movie yet?
I've not got to this movie, but fun fact about this movie, this is the first movie that was asked to me that I got wrong.
Yeah, you don't listen to me.
The first one I forgot. I think I said the one with Jonathan Taylor Thomas, which I also mentioned.
That's also not right.
I know, but that was the one I mentioned on the show as well. I think I had JTT on them. I forgot what that one. Wild America. I think I went with Wild America instead of River Wild, but I have not seen this. Maybe I will eventually. If 3 people watch this, I will watch it.
It's like almost like a guarantee on the show. If the 3 of you watch it for the first time, we have to watch it. I think I liked it. I'm not as much as you. I think I was at a 3.5 here, but I think you're even higher. What'd you give it? Zach,
4.5. I give
4.5. Pretty high scoring. That's good stuff. No, it was a fun one here. And again, as I told, hey, now what you got to do is, Zach, go rewatch the remake now. Go watch the remake with Taron Killam.
I've heard about that, and I've heard it's not great.
It's not bad either.
I've heard they take a lot of stuff from this movie.
Well, yes. I mean, at the very little, it's not even a family anymore. I think it's just a couple of friends. It has its moments, though. So, yeah, maybe if you want to ever check that one out. Tato, you ever see The River Wild?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I love that he started as like our sidekick that we're just like, let's check him with Tato. He's like Ollie the Weatherman from Family Guy.
It's going to rain. Oh, he knew.
It's raining sideways.
Brennan, movie.
Okay. Trivia question?
Oh, wait, actually, it's me, isn't it?
It's actually you, yeah.
Yeah, all right. I saw a movie called Fled. Ever seen Fled?
Chevy Chase?
No, that's Fletch.
I've not seen Fled.
No, Lawrence Fishburne and Stephen Baldwin. Am I on a Stephen Baldwin kick, evidently? But Lawrence Fishburne and Stephen Baldwin are shackled together here. All hell breaks loose. Guy ends up getting another cop's gun, starts shooting away, so they see it, they got to get the hell out of here. And about their little adventures on the road. Just like Mr. Harrigan's Phone, although, well, not totally at all, but just like Mr. Harrigan's Phone, I enjoyed the first little bit of it here. There's some fun rival chemistry between these two, if you will. Here, like it's fun that these two kind of bickering, obviously not wanting to be together here. Also, just like Bulletproof, it's kind of that kind of fun chemistry, and also like Bulletproof with Sandler and David Wayans. Really bad editing with the stunt doubles that are clearly completely different human beings. Man, those '90s don't know how to hide it. I feel like Fishburne's character is double his age, and Baldwin's character is younger than him somehow. And as far as the stunt doubles go here, shout out to Will Patton, who was the detective recently, or the sheriff in the recent Halloween trilogy. He's just kind of a cool detective here. He's got some fun one-liners here. He's just really kind of cool, walking around trying to figure out what's going on. There's another conspiracy beneath the conspiracy here, which is kind of where, again, it was kind of losing me here when it just becomes several random shootouts, and there's even more than once. I don't know if this is a spoiler or not. They introduce a character just for that character to die real quick, and then you're like, I didn't care anyway. I just met this person. That's where you lose me in the second half here. Just when it just becomes nonstop random shootouts, and it's no longer about kind of the fun chemistry of these two trying to escape. Selma Hayek, who's always a pleasant appearance here, she has a little bit of life into the film here, but again, even that's rushed. Her and Lawrence Fishburne end up being together, and I understand why Lawrence Fishburne would fall in love in 5 minutes with her. I don't really get why she likes him, other than, well, that's just what her role is, to be the hot girl that's there. 2 stars. It's a very fine, forgettable action flick here.
I kind of thought you were going higher than that, just based off of I was thinking.
No, I like the first half, and then again, and probably not even the first half, probably the first quarter and a half, and then the last.
I wrote it down for later.
That one could pop up. I think I could ask about that. What movie is Lawrence? See, it's almost like a cheat. I'm trying to give you a bonus point, Brandon.
I know, right?
Hey, wait, hold on. I gotta ask. Tato fled?
No, but you did ask.
Oh, I already asked that question?
Yeah, and then the last. Last
then
two
it won't
dots.
happen. All right.
Yeah.
I knew I wrote it. I wasn't sure if it was a doc I hadn't written yet. So there you go. Well, you won't get that point. Haha, Brendan. Brendan, what else did you see this week?
Would you like a trivia question?
Yeah.
What movie stars Amy Smart, Steve Ranazizi, Simon Rex, Tony Cavallero, and Michael Hickenbottom?
That's Michael Higginbottom. I saw it.
That's why I saved it last.
What the fuck was it called, though? Farce Wars?
Avengers of Justice, Farce Wars.
Oh, I knew the subtitle. Okay.
So we did, as I mentioned already, we did a parody countdown, and I kept my movies in line with Scary Movie. The example I used with Jordan was the Meet the Spartans type movies. I didn't obviously pick Meet the Spartans, but I wanted to pick a movie that no one had heard of or no one would pick, just as my example. And I was like, you know what? There's so many bad ones on this list. There's so many bad ones. I'm going to pick one that looks the worst. So I picked Avengers of Justice, Farce Wars. And this is not a movie. This is a porn without the sex. This is one of the worst things I have ever seen in my entire life. There are no jokes. There is no attempt at action. There is no attempt at being funny. There is no attempt at making sense or production. I don't know why this was made. I have no idea why this was made. I mean, Simon Rex, I guess, no one really cares. Simon Rex, I guess, gives a little bit of a performance. I'll say Tony Cavallero, when he said it's me, Beaverine, that was the one that made me chuckle a little bit. It's so stupid, just he's Beaverine instead of Wolverine. But Shawn Michaels, don't know why he's in this. Don't know why he does it. Plays yoga. Amy Smart does nothing in this movie. There's just no story to this. There's just a bunch of randomness. It sounds like they use literally just free music that they found online. I feel like all these bad movies use the same music. It's just that weird, kind of piano-y music that just makes no sense. The costumes are terrible. I hated every second of this movie. I did it to myself, knowing, is one of the ones I'm like, oh, maybe I'll make my own. Jordan gave it 1 star, but maybe I'll make my own opinion on it. No, I knew what I was doing because I wanted to talk about something bad, and I wanted to talk about a bad parody. But this movie is fucking awful. Honestly, and I might be saying this, I need to check my letterbox. I think this is the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Half a star.
No, I don't even argue. I might have, if I gave it a 1, that's me probably just being nice because Shawn Michaels, my favorite wrestler of all time, isn't it?
It's
As
so bad.
Master Yoda. It is bad. Like you said, it doesn't have any kind of budget. In fact, going back to the comments here, Freeburger tells us film at least has like a couple bucks. This is worse. Like
I don't know who it's for. Like someone says, like, "Oh, probably just make it like just a cash grab." And it's like, well, no, because it's not going to go to theaters. It's going to go straight to DVD. No one's going to buy it. It's like I don't know why this was even made.
No, yeah, it's a sad, questionable fate we have here. Tato, just say you haven't seen it.
Well, actually, I do have an interesting thought to add. I want to hear about this movie on How Did This Get Made, in which Steve Rannazzisi's the lead co-stars have to shit all over him.
That would be, yeah.
Why haven't they? Oh my God,
Make it happen, Andre.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Great.
Hey, speaking of Letterboxd, you can follow Paul Scheer on Letterboxd. So I wish there's a DM feature. It'd be like, hey, Paul, have you seen Avengers of Justice?
He's a cool dude. He was probably.
And I also fuck with Simon Rex. He's a dope guest on one of my favorite podcasts. We might be drunk with.
I am so glad that Simon Rex, because I've always liked him. I feel like he was on like a sitcom I liked back in the day. I think he was on the Amanda Bynes sitcom, actually, What I Like About You or whatever.
Okay.
Anywho, I've always liked him, and he just became like, because I guess he was in Scream Movie 3, like that's all he could get, like his really shitty roles. And then like he didn't get the Oscar nomination, but he got a lot of love for Red Rocket. He was just in the Joseph Gordon-Levitt Amazon Prime movie. Him, Shane Gillis, Al Pacino are about to be in a movie together, so that's dope. Like, I'm glad that he's actually getting good parts, because Simon Rex is truly like a funny like character actor too when he can be.
Yeah, for sure.
Brennan, I have one more.
Okay, go for it.
We'll get on a high note too. It's a really good movie, actually. I'm so glad I don't get it. I feel like I don't get to talk enough about.
I don't think you've gone over 4, and maybe you've gone 4.
All right, well, I'm about to go 4 because I'm not going any higher. Sea Beast, I watched for the first time recently. It was something that people I was hanging out with. Oh no, good. I mean, yeah, this is a pretty big Netflix film. A lot of love for it. I think it might have even been Oscar nominated, if I'm not mistaken, as well here, because I just showed you the quality of it behind. Again, this is just gorgeous animation here, fun characters here. It's got a little bit of, or maybe some could say a lot of it, of like How to Train Your Dragon elements in it as well here. It's about monster hunters, and maybe there's more to these monsters than just what they think it is here. But it all just works. It's charming. It's engaging. It's got even like just good adventure vibes, like a Pirates of the Caribbean film here. Like I could see this, in a different world being live action. Like, yeah, this is something that won me over a lot more than I thought it would here. For whatever reason, I just kind of slept on it because, sometimes kid movies, all right, I'll get to it maybe when I get to it and whatnot here. And I'm glad I finally did here. Easily my favorite movie of the week here. 4 stars to The Sea Beast. Grrr. Tato, you watch animation. You ever see The Sea Beast?
This one is one I'm missing. 4 stars from you. I will put it on the list for sure.
Yeah. No, I think you'd like it. Like I said, it just kind of checks off all the boxes you kind of want. Well, we're I believe we might be at the end here, Brandon. Because is that your 3 of the week? Oh no, that was my 3rd, which means you have one more. I can't count.
It's weird because
I'm used to me ending rather.
Yeah, I never go second. Well, it's time for not the Kevin Smith of the week. I didn't get to my final one. That will be for later on. It is time for my weekly Whole Fill. So we had a 2008 list about a week ago, and I left the movie off because I had never seen it, but it was on all the lists that I've seen. So I finally checked it out. Again, we're in October, so I got my horror fix going. I watched Let the Right One In, the Swedish, I believe, vampire flick, not the remake, which was called
Let Me In.
Let Me In, yeah, not that one. Maybe I'll check that one out. But on every list, you see a best horror movies of all time. On every list, you see a best vampire movies of all time, you see this movie, and I get it. I get the hype. Maybe I don't love it as much as everyone else, but I'm not like a full artsy. I'm not a I'm not a film geek enough to to go crazy for this. What is this?
Is this not it?
I don't think so. I don't know what that.
You
Yeah,
sure?
it was a different girl. It's about a kid, Oscar, who is bullied. He is a 12-year-old boy, and then a guy and a kid, you think father's daughter, move into his building.
Oh, I think I showed a fucking TV show. Hold on.
Oh.
There's 3. There's a remake and a TV show.
Oh, I didn't know that. So a little girl, Ellie, 12 years old, you later find out that she is actually over 200 years old and she's a vampire. It's not her dad, it's her familiar, if you watch What We Do in the Shadows, who, kind of takes care of her, feeds her, things like that. And it's super interesting movie. I thought it would be a little more action-packed. It's not that at all. It's her, kind of being ashamed of who she is, him kind of falling in love with her and coming of age, and he wants to take care of her, and it's just, there's some beautiful shot in here, some amazing acting in here, some really, really high quality moments, some gut-wrenching moments in here. It kind of has it all. If you're looking for an over-the-top vampire movie, this is not that. If you're looking for a really grounded vampire movie where you root for the vampire and you kind of feel bad for the vampire for being a vampire, this is what you're looking for. Fantastic movie. I'm not quite going the 5-star that a lot of people go with. I thought some of it didn't look great. I know it's 2008, but I mean, there's a scene where the window opens up and someone bursts into flames, and it looks pretty bad. Some of the special effects too, when she gets in vampire mode, look a little, kind of out of whack for me. But a really, really good movie. Again, like I said, gut-wrenching in moments. The ending is horrific but also awesome, and also deserved, and you kind of root for it to happen. But a really, really good like coming of age film with a vampire element to it. So I like a good twisty where it's not just like this is a horror movie, this is a drama, this is a coming age. It kind of blends everything together. I like that a lot. I went 4.5 stars on Let the Right One In. Movie I've been wanting to check out for a long, long time. Maybe I'll check out Let Me In.
Here's my suggestion: do it towards the end of the month. Bookend it.
Hey, I do love.
I do like the remake. I think the remake's also got some really good actors: Chloe Grace Moretz, Richard Jenkins. It is worth checking out. That's good. And evidently, we both should check out the 1-season 2022 TV show on Showtime with Damian Bashir called.
And then we'll read. Apparently, we'll read the book.
Yeah, and then we'll be kind of rewind and we'll shoot our own version.
The porn. Let the dick in.
Tato, have you ever seen this vampire movie called Let the Right One In?
I've seen all of the right ones get let in.
That's a bold-faced lie. Brandon, are we at the end?
I think this is the time of the show where we talk about everybody who came on the show, and we talk about our stuff. Brian Nussbaum didn't come on the show.
I can't.
Yeah, Brian, where are you at? Brian came on just to shit talk Dia. This is all Brian.
I know.
Tato, you seen anything else?
I did see Challengers for the first time. It's obviously.
Anything else that we can talk about on the show?
No.
Yes, but Brandon, talk about the movies quickly that you saw again.
I watched The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad. 3.5 stars. Great parody movie. Made it on my list.
Great. Twice I give it a 3.5. That's 1 grade, not 2 grades.
Fair enough. Good.
That's
very
good.
That's
a 2.5. This is better than fair enough.
It's very good. Very good. What it's not very good? Avengers of Justice Farce Wars. I will no longer be like, that movie looks bad, let's watch it. Fuck that. I'm done with that shit. I was gonna be like, maybe
trust me to keep doing it, folks.
I was gonna say maybe I'm gonna do like go on a parody hole and then start knocking out some of like the Meet the Spartans and the weird Fast and the Furious one, but I don't think I have that in me. And then I had a nice little palate cleanser, even though it's a hard movie to watch, with Let the Right One In, 4.5 stars.
Wait, we're not going to do this?
Oh my god! If you want,
Nah,
maybe after my Kevin Smith is done, I got one more.
Oh, boo, Brian, watch some new shit. Quit rewatching
I'll
stuff.
pick an old.
Yes, I saw.
You watch one every week.
Kind of a horror film in Mr. Harrigan's Phone. With good old Donald Sutherland at 3 stars. Fled, an action flick that's okay with Lawrence Fishburne and Stephen Baldwin, 2 stars. And the definitely recommended Sea Beast, 4 stars. You know, if you got kids, the family, or even yourself just want to have a good old time, check that out. Our buddy Chris gave a whopping, the best review of the week to Sunset Boulevard, 5 stars. He says, check it out. Zach also gave a lot of love to River Wild at 4.5 stars. Tato, what'd you see?
Hot Tub Time Machine. Give it a watch if you haven't. It's surprisingly good for that type of movie.
And he gave that a 4 stars. Brandon, any plugs or parting words?
Check us out every Thursday. Usually, we never even mentioned that we're on Wednesday.
Yeah, this was a special one-off. But yeah, Thursdays at 8 is the normal time to catch us.
Rosh Hashanah episode of.
Yeah.
Should have watched something Jewy. My bad. But yeah, if you want more of me, and I guess JPO, and some guy named Jeremy Potters, this is the week of me beating Jeremy. Started off the week on Sunday, beating Jeremy. And now we were jealous that who was even in the match? Zach and Jacob. Yes, I got there. We were jealous of Jack and Jacob. Like, why did they get an easy trivia match? We want an easy one-on-one match, but you know what? Potters and I ain't no pussies. We wanted medium difficulty.
Stepping up a notch.
So the weirdest request in the history of trivia, we said, hey, Jordan, make us a trivia match. Not too hard, but not too easy. Just right. So tune in tonight at some time. I think in an hour.
At 10 p.m., yes,
10 p.m.
indeed. Tato, any plugs or parting words?
Lights Out Trivia Carnage. We've had a couple matches go up. Definitely check those out. And we have one tomorrow night. I will just preemptively say here, because, you know, everyone who watches that watches this show too. That one's going to be on a bit of a time crunch, so going to be in and out with those questions.
That's 2 at a time.
Kevin Klein, Joan Cusack. For Tato, for Brennan, for everyone that joined us here tonight, for everyone that watched, we appreciate you and love you more than you'll ever know. I don't have it, but here's a taste of the October intro that you'll see full on at 10 o'clock.